Okay, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the YSL afternoon session. This evening, here with us, Dr. Rajesh Ranjan. Dr. Rajesh is working as Assistant Professor Senior Scale at Department of Environmental Sciences, Central University of South Bihar in Gaya, in Bihar. Okay. Yeah, sorry for some technical issues. So Dr. Rajesh is working at the Central University of South Bihar in Gaya, and he did his MSc, MPhil, and PhD all in environmental science from School of Environmental Sciences in JNU in New Delhi, right from 2002 to 2010. His specialization is in biogeochemistry of Pichavaram mangroves ecosystem. So he worked extensively in mangrove ecosystem in Pichavaram, that is in Tamil Nadu. And yeah, this is actually in between biology and geology, biogeochemistry, very interesting discipline. And of course, he has so many of the international exposure, including exchange PhD student at Stockholm University in Sweden for 16 months. And the BSc, he holds the chemistry honors from Magadh University in Bodh Gaya in Bihar. His research interests include environmental chemistry, biogeochemistry, organic chemistry, and publications, in peer-reviewed journal, more than 25 publications. And he was working earlier, former as non-official member of the Regional Empowered Committee and East Central Zone in Ranchi by the Ministry of Environmental Science and CC, Climate Change in the Government of India. And he's also a fellow and life member of the Geological Society of India. So a very warm welcome to you, Dr. Rajesh. And here with us, the co-moderator of the session is Ms. Shruti. Shruti moderated in this morning as well. So over to you, Ms. Shruti.
Thank you so much, sir, for giving me the opportunity. I look forward to hear your talk, Rajesh, sir, and know more about your journey to Stockholm and your exposure for the same. Yeah, over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you. My slide is visible to everybody?
Yeah, it's visible, but could you please make it, full screen? Yes, slideshow. Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Felix, to giving me this opportunity to talk to the youngster in the Young Science Leader program. So basically, I always talk in my class that be a warrior than a winner, because whenever you talk about the warrior, you don't bother about the result, whether it is going to good or bad for you. So see, my journey started from the life. Started from the Jamshedpur when I took birth. My father was basically a government servant, and that time Bihar and Jharkhand was united. So after my birth, 2 years of my birth, my father returned to home place, now Gaya. So my schooling started in the very primary school of the of a Bihar, which is called your primary school Balwapar. This is a very remote area of the Gaya town, of almost 30 kilometers from Gaya. And after that, since you know that my childhood age was in the maternal grandfather house, so generally I was very much pampered. So after some time, my father decided to send me in the hostel. So in 1992, 1991 too, I was placed in the hostel, which is the again in the city called Dhanbad in the Jharkhand. So where I spent almost 3 years, 9, 10s, and after schooling from there, I again, you know that As I went there since my uncle was the principal of that school. So my father thought that if he will live in that hostel, then obviously he become good person or good student. So after passing from 10th from that school, again I came back to my home city, Gaya, and joined a school, ISC, Intermediate of Science. So what happens that uh, since my father was engineer, so I decided to take biology stream instead of mathematics. Like just like that, if I will take mathematics, my father will ask what is your the ambition. Either you become the engineer or whatever. So I thought that why not you take biology, that father will not ask that what is doing. So I have decided to take the biology. Physics, chemistry, and biology was my combination. And I started, I thought that I will become the doctor. So I taken biology, but in 2 years, I thought that biology is not in my hand and I'm not going to crack basically examination MBBS through the biology, particularly the botany part where the lower plant always, lower plant is not a cup for me basically. So I thought that, okay, leave it. So after 2 years, but I got two admission. One was in the Birsa Agriculture University, Ranchi, and other in the veterinary college. But you know that my father told, okay, just take admission in the veterinary college. You will become the veterinary doctor instead of the MBBS. But I told that no, if I will not become MBBS doctor, then it is better to me to just quit this subject. But chemistry was my very good concept of chemistry that time. So I taken chemistry honors. So after that passing, you see, I completed my BSc in the 6th year. This 6 years, instead of 3 years course, I completed in the 6th year. 2 years due to the university because session was so late that even I was taken admission, but examination was not on the proper time. So and 1 year I left for the medical preparation. So what happens that when I chemistry graduated, I applied for the Delhi University and other places to take for the higher study. That some of my friends told that since you have not mathematics and physics in your BSc subject, so it is hard for you to get admission in the very renowned institutes. So what I told that okay, no any problem. So again, I have applied the form for the MSc admission in the Jawaharlal Nehru University. And since obviously whatever you do hard work, whether you are not selected in the medical or other fields, obviously in the future it will repay. So from the that preparation, basically, I got admission in the MSc in the Jawaharlal Nehru University. I am very much honest in that I never ever visited for the BSc classes in the university because there is no any class was going on that time in the our university system, particularly in the affiliated college of the state university. So I only visited there for the practical examination and for the final examination. But whatever I have studied, I studied through my own work, own book, or through the tuition, whatever. After that, for the MSc and MPhil and PhD, I completed from that place. Meanwhile, I have also got opportunity to go to the Stockholm University during the exchange PhD student. And after that, I joined the Central University of South Bihar, Gaya. Basically, this is my journey, how I have achieved from the childhood days to the Central University of South Bihar, where I am basically working this time. So my basically the whole talk will be divided into the how I achieve, basically now in the Central University of Bihar and what I have learned from my experience for the for the youngster. So in the last slide of this talk. So basically when I was going to join the Jawaharlal Nehru University, my father always suggest 2 or 3 Guru mantra he has given to me. 3 months back, basically he sudden demise. When I got the opportunity to talk on the YSL that time in the September in the same very time basically. I was doing the last rituals of my father that time. So a month back, basically I lost basically. So what he told that do whatever you want, but remember your behavior reflect your family background. So always he is very ethical person. So always told me that and don't fight or humiliate to weak and or the poor person. So always he give Guru mantra. And if you are really have a courage, fight compete to equal or superior. Then you are really a person. Otherwise, nothing makes you different from the other person to yourself. If you want that you are a different from other fellow, you have to do whatever I want, whatever he wanted to do me. So and always like other all mothers are of the same kind, take care of your health. So basically he told me like that. So when I joined the Jawaharlal Nehru University, these are very good thing to tell. Whatever I am today is due to the my university, particularly the School of Environmental Science at Jawaharlal Nehru University, because I have got opportunity to learn. They are very big name in their own field, like your P.S. Ramakrishnan, one of the famous ecologist of the India, and the Professor D.K. Banerjee. Now, almost of the professor are from the JNU, they are retired. Professor Brij Gopal, everybody who work in the wetland ecosystem, they know that Brij Gopal is a very famous biologist, particularly wetland ecologist. C.K. Barsne, person from the biology background, particularly 10 plus 2 person will know that Man and Biosphere program, the term coined by that C.K. Barsne. So that time C.K. Barsne also taught me. Professor V. Surmanyam Rajni, they are lots, they are the persons, they are basically the extrovert in their own field. And they have basically all biologists will know that who is Professor Sudha Bhattacharya in the biotechnology field, and they are. So they basically taught me during my MSc period. After that, I got the basically what is the learning and what is the teaching. A teacher can basically change from any place to any like your hell to heaven or anything. So basically these all teachers, I basically I am just acknowledging them because whatever I am today, they are due to this teacher only. So after that, I qualified several good examination in the nationwide. As you see, I am also qualified to get in the biological sciences, life sciences. Although I got only 90 percentile that time, and why I have qualified get, because my motto was to take admission in the IIT. So I told that okay, there is only one way to take admission in the IIT is either I have to qualify JRF or to qualify GATE. So some of my friends told that time that kindly you if you want to take admission just qualify GATE. Although I have completed my MS in the environmental science, but I cracked the examination in the GATE in the life sciences. After that, for the fellowship, I qualified continuously 4 times NET, but I didn't get GRF. But suddenly, I was become the topper of the MPhil. So I got the Satpal Mittal Fellowship. This Satpal Mittal Fellowship is the basically the fellowship given by the trust, and this trust of the Airtel Group. Sunil Bharti Mittal father was Satpal Mittal. So whosoever top in the MPhil in the environmental science or in the geography got this fellowship for the study, higher study. So I got in the 2005-6. But after in the next times, I again qualified the UGC GRF in the environmental science. So I left that fellowship and joined the UGC net. Again, I also qualified the CSIR net in the Earth Planetary Sciences uh, in the 2007. So basically, many body know that the environmental science is basically the interdisciplinary subject. So in the MSc level, I have also studied the biotechnology to the development studies also. So basic concept were there. So whenever I started preparation of any examination, just I revised the whole of the syllabus and qualified on basic of that. After that, just I'm thinking that I'm not only good in the study at the JNU, but I also elected as a counselor. You know that the JNU is a place for the basically for the very good in the politics. Everybody was notes. So I was elected as the councillor for the SCS, JNUSU, and after that, because I was affiliated for the Akhil Bharatiya Vidyarthi Parishad, so become the joint secretary as well as the president of the AVP JNU unit in the 2008 and 2009. Meanwhile, I also visited two times to the Stockholm University. I come to the JNU again studying like that. But politics and my studying both were going together, and I didn't compromise with the both of the things. But the major turning point started in the 2003 and 2004 when my father was detected by the Parkinson disease. After that, whatever my casual attitude into the, I changed myself from a sincere person like that. Before that, I was not very much sincere about the things because I was the only one son of my parents and four in the four sisters. So four sisters I have and only one brother. So that time after that, I have changed myself because I thought that if my father is not well, then what will going to happen? Because two sisters was were that time unmarried, three sisters. So after that, I have changed. So after that, I got the opportunity to. So I joined my MSc dissertation under Professor Al Ramanathan. He is a very good teacher, and he now in the 2017 he also got the INSA Teachers Award because no doubt he is a very good teacher, and not only the teacher but he is a very good friend as well as philosopher, and he's also my guide. And my PhD co-supervisor, that time he was in the Stockholm University, again came to India, joined the ISR Kolkata, again back to the and joined the University of Lim Somping there. So whatever I did under both the supervisor. So I have submitted my dissertation in the groundwater, and why? Because my supervisor told that in the summer vacation when we will go to Gaya, just to collect some of the water sample and see because your area is nobody has worked in your area. So why not you start your career with that things? So I started my career in the groundwater hydrology, and I have published that dissertation in the Arabian Journal of Geosciences, Springer Journal. But after submitting my dissertation, I realized that I am not going to work in the groundwater because geology, hardcore geology, is not in capacity of me. So I just left that things and I joined MPhil under the same supervisor. So in the same time, I joined MPhil in the 2004 July, and 2004 December itself tsunami came. And that, so I told my supervisor that why not I work on the tsunami. Then he told okay. So he sent me to the Tamil Nadu. That time I was even I have already told that I'm not very good in the my English is my second or third language. My dialect is also the Maghi, and the first language is my Hindi. So that time I faced lots of problem in the Tamil Nadu, but my supervisor told even that time not I was mobile like things. So I told my supervisor that I am facing lots of problem. He told that this is your duty. I don't know, I can support by the local logistic support from some person from the Tamil Nadu, but you have to work there. So I have worked on the tsunami and I have published four paper. You know that this MPhil dissertation of the in the School of Environmental Sciences is still considered as a very good dissertation because in the 2 years of study, I have published four good papers in the Springer journals. After that, I have, you see, this is the photographs of the Pichawran microbes. So in the MPhil, I have worked basically in the inorganic part of inorganic geochemistry. Mostly I have worked on the inorganic chemistry or of the sediment and the soil or the water, etc. And how the how basically ecosystem has changed. But in the PhD, I told to my supervisor that I'm not going to work on that area. I will in that subject. Obviously, I have to change my some topic because everybody do the same thing. Then he told, okay, go ahead. After that, I worked my PhD on the same area, basically on the organic geochemistry. Organic geochemistry, I am just giving some idea about the PhD thesis. Basically, in my PhD thesis, I have used two of the isotopes, like your carbon and nitrogen isotopes. These isotopes, you give you the idea that how the organic matter and what is the processes going in that area in the biology in the ecosystems, and different biomarkers like your pigments, N-alkanes, N-alkanols,esterols, and triterpenols. And obviously, I have did some dating to know the what is the age of that area. So approximately, I have worked in the whatever in the 2000 years, how that ecosystem has changed, what is the anthropogenic impact of on that ecosystem, whether the influence of sea is taking place or influence of river is taking place. So basically the broad thesis, broad aspects of my PhD thesis. And on that, I again I published four papers that time in the PhD, like 2010, 11, 12, and 15 finally. And this the last paper, 2015 paper in the marine chemistry, one of the very famous journal, Elsevier journals. And that was also the ones in the 2019 for the 90 days. It was the basically the best top 25 most downloaded paper. So this is my sum of the research. And after that, why I am motivated. So in the 2006, when I visited first time, you see, this is the Nobel laureate, Professor F. Hasmut. And in the Stockholm University, this is the geology and geochemistry department. In front of that, there is this building. In that building, every year, whosoever got the Nobel Prize came and give lecture. So in 2016 to 2006, I got opportunity to meet this Nobel laureate in the physics. And in that, this is the signature of the 5 person who got Nobel Prize from the Stockholm University. So obviously, when I went there, I thought that if if anybody can come and take Nobel Prize if he has desire. Although I am working in the field of interdisciplinary subject, but obviously I got some motivation to meet first time a person from a very rural background and go to that place where he meet and the Nobel laureate. So this is a very good moment for me, basically, that was. So after that, I submitted my PhD on the 21st July of 2010, and on the 22nd July 2010, just I submission, and the next day I joined this university. And what happened that time, although I have told that I had opportunity to join in the postdoc position in the two good university, particularly in the Stockholm University itself and the University of South Anglia, but due to my family problems, I decided to join the Central University of South Bihar. And what happened that the two in 2009 16 university were come out. One of that Central University of Bihar that time, but now it is considered renamed as Central University of South Bihar, because a new university came again in 2016 14 I think, Mahatma Gandhi Central University of South Bihar. So my university changed from Central Universities of Bihar to Central University of South Bihar. But what happens that when I joined here, previously before joining, I thought that I will enjoy there because most of the Central University worked as a Monday to Friday. But my vice chancellor told that no, you have to come here from the Monday to Saturday, and even that time, very few person joined there. So also I worked as a clerk, even I worked as administrative officer, and apart from the teaching things. And from that, when I remember in the 2010 to 2020, almost 10 batches has passed out, and the PhD also started now. And that time also the environment was totally different to what I expected before joining. So now you see this university is the basically this is the new building, administrative block, School of Social Science and Policy. This is the lecture complex, like different type of for the conferences and seminar. This is School of Education. This is the hostel buildings of around 800 students. and this is the newly guest house. I think in the lockdown, after lockdown, this guest house will be open. So I am in the School of Earth, Biological and Environmental Sciences. In this school, this building is called Arjabhatta Bhavan, in which the 5 department is basically. I am in the Department of Environmental Sciences. And after that, in the 10 years, we have developed different types, a very good laboratory, which has considered very good instrument like your ion chromatograph, AAS, atomic absorption spectrophotometer, solvent extractor, GCFID and GCMS. So they are basically the very good instrument, particularly the person who working in the environmental science. And this year we are taking 45 seats in the environmental MS in environmental science. Presently, we are 6 faculty members and running both courses, MSc, MPhil, MSc and the PhD program. So basically at present, since now the I left the sea, and the sea is very far from my place, so I started my working again in the wetland, but this time in the freshwater wetlands. However, the mangrove is the marine wetlands. So presently I have 3 students. One is Alvia Aslams is doing work in the wetlands, freshwater wetlands. Subodh Kumar is the working in the groundwater. Particularly, his area is the uranium related things, because I got project on the uranium. And Ms. Rasmi Ranjan is also a DST inspired fellow. She is working on the one of the river biogeochemistry. So this is my some of the work that we in the earlier time, the 2018, one of my MSc dissertation has worked, that how that ecosystem has changed in the last 20 years to 25 years. So I worked on that. Just 3 days back, I got this paper has accepted in the basically in the one of the very good journal called the Environmental Science and Pollution Research. This is also my PhD note. This is my one of the my project work, and my MSc dissertation student has worked under me. Uh, and apart from that, I always did basically suggest a student and youngster that always work in the try to be complementary to each other rather becoming competitor to each other, because when you do any work in the collaboration, obviously you will learn many things, because whenever you work alone, you think that, and everybody will think that I am superior and other is just inferior to each other. But when you work in collaboration, then you will realize that you are nothing but other is more superior than yourself. So you see, I have worked some of the work in the Uti Lake also, because one of my friend Purushottam is also working there. So I worked also. Apart from that, I also collaborate with some of the other person, particularly the biologist and the biotechnologist. So once my friend told that, since you are working on the arsenic, so can I work with you? Then I told, okay, no problems. So just come with me on the field. So after that, one of my friend, particularly this the corresponding author Nitish Kumar, he has just isolated one of the arsenic isolating indigenous bacteria. I have just given him idea that this is the water, how the sample is collected and preserved, and he has just started a very good publication. This is the in the biotechnological reports. And this is the, I'm happy to share you that when I during the lockdown, um, my two of the friend, one friend is working in the MIT in the USA, other was working in the IIC Bangalore. He told that, Rajesh, you have some background about the biology, how you contribute. We are planning to write a paper on the COVID. And finally, that these plus pathogens are very good journal in the biological field. Although I am not from the very good in the biology, but finally we making the plus pathogens. So I always suggest my students, always a colleague, that work in the collaboration. Uh, so I have completed 3 projects basically. One project was in the BRNS project, which was of the 25 lakh approximately. Basically, my area was in the mapping of uranium in the 5 districts of Bihar. And the two projects, when I joined in the 2010 11, that time I got the UGC special grants for the newly recruited faculty. And after that, got young scientist research award from the DST of the approximately 18 lakhs. So I just completed three projects in the 10 years. During the research period, I also got some of the membership like that, the life member of the Association of Global Groundwater Scientists and the fellow of, and the life member of Geological Society of India. And this also life member of the Indian Science Congress Association. Apart from, I have already discussed that when you join this university, you have to involve in the many things apart from the teachings. So, since my university was new, although but I had opportunity to gain also many things. Because this is the member of the regional empowered committee, basically the ministry. The when you do any type of project approval from the government of India for the forest clearance, it need approval. So government of India has nominated me for the 4 years in the two tenures from 2015 to 2017 and 2017 to 2019 to the member, non-official member. It means that I was not from the IFS or the Indian Forest Services, but I was from the different backgrounds. So three non-official members are generally opted from the ministry, and one was from this zone I was selected. Also, I served as the second a member academic council of the university as well as executive council of the university. Since there are very few faculty there, and I was the senior assistant professor in that university. Even in the present time, also I'm the senior assistant professor, not on the associate or the professor level. So, university has opted me. At presently, I am working as an anti-ragging squad also. Uh, what I have learned and achieved till that, if by academically, you will see that here. And now I am going to give you my success mantra. Basically, I have whatever I have got from my childhood days and from the different people and my teachers what has given me basically. So I have to talk some mentoring. Basically, I always suggest and to newer students that you see the Steven Spielberg what tells that the delicate balance of mentoring someone is not creating them in your own image, but giving them to opportunity to create themselves. So as a PhD supervisor and what as a teacher, what I give to my student always and also follow and whatever my supervisor has given me, that I always remember the Swami Vivekananda quote that everyone can play the role of master, but it is very difficult to be servant. When we come as a teacher, I always keep empathy with my students. Whatever he or she says, I basically listen carefully, and I always try to give a student that not just become a tutor, but after the class also I talk about their family background and what or he or she is doing, what he is facing, any problem in the life. So basically, and I always motivate students that be honest. At least you or yourself and Almighty God is always watching you. So whatever you do, it will be come back to you basically. And in the mentoring, a teacher be of the basically play a major role. So being a teacher, I always inspire and develop a student with positive thinking, and I always that being a teacher, I never believe that I am going to basically teach any student to a level that he or she can become very successful in their life. But my duty is to basically motivate as well as inspire and just give them a good place. So I always tell a student that you have to be in a, you and yourself develop in a such a way that whenever any failure come in your life, you can handle yourself. So in that way I also maintain to the student. uh, in the risk taking, I have taken risk, but and you see, I don't know. Some anonymous had told that take risk. If you win, you will be happy. You lose, you will be wiser. Obviously, every failure gives you some lesson. So you have to take risk, but not the you have to take the calculative risk. I have also taken calculative risk, considering pros and cons, and I follow that whenever I take any decision. At least I talk to my some of my friends always. Don't keep with myself only. That if I will get failure, at least that person will be tell that okay, he told me earlier. After, if I will not tell, and if I will get failure, then maybe my friends will always tell that before taking decision, why not you have just came to me. So I always discuss before taking any decision. I talk to my friends as well as my family also. And before taking any risk, I always think that there is a very thin line between being courageous and being crazy. Suppose that I am jumping from first floor, it might be of I am very courageous, but if I am going to jump from 20th floor, obviously it is not the craziness, it is the craziness basically. So obviously the life is not going to forgive me. So whenever I suggest to a student that take risk, but take calculative risk, and before taking any risk comes, at least think some pros and cons related to that risk. Apart from that, decision making, you see, the Mark Twain had say that good decisions comes from experience. However, experience comes from making bad decisions. So take decision, what your pros or cons, and the for basically what the Nitin told me that most of the students are going inspire and going to in the research. So I always talk to my student that before joining any PhD, keep in mind that it is very a long way to go. So don't just decide to take admission in the PhD without thinking any that after PhD I will get the job like that. It is a very long way. And I personally feel that choose those PhD supervisor who can understand you and discuss with you, not only a big name. Even a very big name, if you would take admission in PhD as a student of very big name, might be that person is not able to guide you because he or she has he doesn't have time. So obviously choose those type of supervisor who can give you time. Also, before finalizing PhD synopsis, you should be well aware about your lab resources, because you know that not every university is like your Stanford University or Princeton University. There are every university has some limitations, and your lab has also some limitations. So before finalizing PhD synopsis, must be considered the what is the lab resources, and and after that, before taking any decision, think several times. I do the same thing, but once you have taken decision, don't bother about result on the result. Before, so I always tell, don't take decision in a hurry. But if once take decision, don't regret on that, because and in the basically always in the decision making. If you are not able to achieve anything, either change the strategy or attitude or both. So, because this is my personal experience, that whenever I get failure, I just introspect myself that where I went wrong. That's why I didn't qualify this examination. And after that, either so change in the my strategy or change in the attitude or the both. And then the time management is without time management you cannot achieve anything. and everybody get 24 hours to everybody. And what the famous novelist Paulo Coelho of the Alchemist, one day you will wake up and there won't be any more time to do the things you have always wanted to it now. So always basically do work on the proper time, set your goal, what you want to achieve in next 5 years, and divide in the different objectives. Only make realistic timetable which can be achieved. Suppose that I decided that tomorrow onward I will study 14 hours, but this is not the realistic. So at least whenever we make plan, it we should be realistic in nature. Prioritize your work, academic, family, and social. All I have almost my 20-25 friends, but I have to also basically maintain the relationship. So obviously I have to basically prioritize the work, that when I will do my academic work, how much I am going to time with my family, and what is your social. And if certain problem arise in normal conditions, suppose that, then compensate your work. That suppose that I feel ill, then what I have to do? So obviously I have to compensate my work to do extra work. And finally, basically, if you will not respect time, time will never respect you. And after all, basically all things are related on your health. So take care of your whole health, mental health as well as physical health. So every person and every academician should be also give, and I personally also give some time on my health too. You see that apart from that, I always believe in the hard work. uh, in the class I always give this example of the normal distribution curve, that nature has, or the god, either very few person birth take birth as a genius, and very few person take birth as an idiot, and most of the population is comes under the normal person. So and your hard work always, through hard work and dedication, you can cross this line and not become genius, but at least you can achieve many things. So you see, this is the Thomas Edison, what he told that, wow, genius is not inspired, inspiration is perspiration, and 2% is genius, only 9%, 98% is the hard work. So what the Thomas Edison told, even the famous APJ Abdul Kalam, former president of India, always told that thinking is the capital, enterprise is the way, hard work is the solution. So without hard work, nothing is going to happen. And basically the C.V. Raman, one of the also the first scientist who got the Nobel Prize from the India in the science, the essence of the science is independent thinking and hard work, and not the equipment. That's why he came with the Raman spectroscopy. So, and I personally feel that you have not seen your luck, but hard work and dedication are in your hand. So hard work one is the very good success mantra. And four, I always admire of this person. This is the Arnold Summerfield. You see, everybody who has passed the 10 plus 2, he knows the azimuthal quantum number and the magnetic quantum number. That person has given. And the four of his PhD student, Heisenberg, Pauli, Debye, and Bethe, got Nobel Prize. Three of the postdoctoral students, Linus Pauling, Rabi, and Max von Laue. But that person has never got the Nobel Prize, although he has nominated 84 times. So in my life, whenever any frustration came in my life, I always see that person and see that a person who has nominated 84 times, his 7 students got Nobel Prize, but he didn't get the Nobel Prize. So I always take inspiration from this person, famous person, Arnold Summerfield. So basically, this is my strength. My daughter, Krishna, my son Sashwat, my wife, Dr. Ambika. She is also an assistant professor in the psychology department. So also I get inspiration from her basically. So must go on. Thank you.
Yes, over to Shruti.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for the talk. It was very nice and interesting talk. Um, so I would just like to summarize your talk. So it is indeed a very important point that your father mentioned, that whatever you do in your life, you can do whatever you want, but your behavior reflects your family background. So
Yes.
it is very important to maintain. I mean, because of your bad doings, your family should not affect, so you should be quite judiciously, you should work on it.
Yes.
And yeah, so you have also mentioned that apart from studies, you were also part of different extracurricular activities, like you were president of ABVP JNU. So it's
Mm,
very
mm,
important to maintain a balance between the academics and the non-academics.
mm,
And it's great that you have surpassed different linguistic challenges that you faced when you had to go to Tamil Nadu for collecting samples and
yeah.
work there, because
Mm,
Tamil itself is quite complex. So
mm,
even English also works to some extent, but it's
mm,
great that you could uh, uh, go for that. And it's I really appreciate that in 2 years you could publish 4 papers, that too in
yeah.
journals. So it's really remarkable. And yeah, so and also I think you mentioned about this, about sediment biomarker of trace metal of this
Mm,
mangrove only, which was the
yeah.
most downloaded paper.
Yeah.
But I would also like to know, I mean, I just went through one of your paper with respect to the effect of earthquake. So I think you have mentioned that some metals, like I
Yeah.
don't remember, that
Mm,
was found excess due to
yeah.
that. So I would
Yeah.
like to
Yeah.
know more about it.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. And then it's despite getting opportunity into the abroad, I mean, for the postdoc position in
Yeah.
Stockholm as well as in South Anglia University,
Yeah.
you chose to stay in Gaia.
Yeah.
In that university, staying in the roots. So I mean, being a part of your own country and
Mm,
contributing for it. It's really
yeah.
great. And it's also a significant thing to note that wherever you, I mean, one thing I observed, that earlier you were working with sea and all that, and when you were in Gaia, sea is not available, then you shifted the base to wetlands. So
Mm,
we need to adapt to the existing resources and get the maximum potential out of it.
yes. Yes.
So, and collaboration is very important, as we get to learn a lot, because when we do our own things, we just think in a one particular way, but when we collaborate with different people, we get different ideas, and the output is very very much efficient, I believe.
Yeah.
And yes, so it's um, just an extension to your collaborative work. I think apart from teaching, you had different roles of administrative roles other than teaching, so that also gives a lot of exposure to
Yes.
different aspects. And yes, so it's very important to prioritize work along with your private life, because both of them should be in a balance, because if we give priority to one thing, another thing will get impacted, which
Yes.
always has to be in a balance. And yeah, so um, yeah, and then you have also given emphasis on hard work and dedication for success. And the most important thing is, I think, about the mentorship that you have
Yeah.
discussed, that is being a teacher rather than tutor, being
Yeah.
a motivational thing for your students. So in this point, I would like to share a brief my own experience. So when I was pursuing my master's, my junior, 2 years junior to me in my own college. So I was the only one who cracked gate. So they approached me and just asked me for the guidance. So I just trained them for 2 years for the gate, and I'm really glad that she cleared gate and she is my junior in my own college, ICT.
Yeah.
So and there is another guy. He has got All India rank 6 also in JNU SEEB
Yeah.
one exam.
Mm,
So it really feels great when the people who you train, um, exceed your expectation and perform better than you. So nothing is more satisfactory than
Yes.
this thing.
Yes.
So yeah, so thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, it was really a fantastic talk, Dr. Rajesh. I really enjoyed your talk, and yes, your life journey quite inspiring from such a small village in in Bihar, and many places and a lot of achievements. Yes, and despite many international exposure, you actually came back home to serve your country, our country, India. So it's a great journey, actually, And yeah, you have been working in the Central University of South Bihar for quite some time, and I could see that you're also actively involved with administrative tasks like
Yes.
anti, the ragging, right?
Yeah.
Flying squad of the
Yeah.
ragging.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
interesting. Yes. So yeah, I enjoyed your talk. Absolutely a great thing. And I just wondering, because you were living in Sweden for quite some time, and Sweden, as we know, I've been in Sweden only as a visitor. It's a social democracy. It's a
Yeah.
socialistic country where the taxation is extremely high.
Yes.
Everybody pays like 40%, 50% as income tax, and the
Yes.
government service is also extremely good,
Mm.
and
Mm.
education is completely free.
Mm.
So, do you think this kind of social democracy could be a good option for India? If yes, why? Or if not, why not?
See, being a citizen of India, I tell that any country and any ideology can be work if the person, the countryman must be of the honest. You see, even in that present scenario, how the in the taxation is going in the India, only the person who is in the government service, they are very much good of the taxes, but the most of the person who are earning more than us, even as an assistant professor, I in the top level of the basically in the salary, but in the equal to that, many of the businessmen or many of the person who is earning many more money, but they are not giving tax. Also the 40% is very high amount of tax, but in response government has also given the some social security. Here when I start, just I'm giving my example. I and my wife both is working as an assistant professor there in the university, but I didn't get any creative facility in my university. We are facing lots of problem in Sweden. When you are starting from home to the university or from your home to the any place, many of the things is taking care by the government itself. So not from the one way, only taxation is not going to help. How your money is going to basically work, giving how much it is going to for the education, how much is giving in the health sector, how much is giving for your future. Everything should be basically on the proper format. When I used to give my tax in the Sweden, in the one page I got, and government has given me opportunity to just click whether you want to help this country in the health sector or in the education sector or for the orphanage like that. But here I am giving my taxes. I don't know in what sector government is just giving basically the giving expenditure of that money. So this is the best problem with the India also. Apart from that, I love my country, whatever, I love my country, but only taxation is not going to help in the Indian context. Yeah.
Okay. So before going to the next question, so Rajesh, could you please get out of the presentation
Yeah.
window so we can see
Yeah. Yeah.
your
Yeah.
face?
Yeah. Sure. Just
Yes.
yes.
Over to Shruti. Shruti.
Sorry. Yeah. So there is one question. by Kunal. To what extent your affiliation with the political party ABVP contributed in shaping your career, especially landing a job in Central University?
You know that whenever you do any affiliation to any political organization, and what I just said that when I joined in the JNU, that time I had to give time with to the my political ideology also, means politics also, or as a PhD student also. So first I learned from there as a time management, how I will do the time management. So what happened that always came back from the lab to the 7 or 8 p.m. and after that 2 or 3 hours always I given to the my party things. Apart from that, since in the JNU, if you want any type of politics, you have to study very hard apart from your subject, like your what is the democracy, what is the economic perspective, what is the thinking about any issue related to that. So, and in the real life, when you come out from the campus, obviously these all things will be help to shape as a your good person. So I'm not talking that the that a particular ideology give me, but obviously that ideology give me because the ideology I followed that time was the role model of the basically Vivekananda. So obviously the influence must be on me. Okay.
So one question from my side. So as I asked before, that how can an earthquake affect the residues? I mean, you mentioned in one paper that
Not
some metal.
earthquake, not earthquake. What happened after the tsunami? There are lots of sediments came from very far from the that Indian coast. Some sediment because in the tsunami, what happened that it started from the Sumatra and the through wave it came and deposited on the basically on the Pichawar mangroves. So that sediment might be of the different origins which has originated as a Indian continents, and that so the different metal, particularly chromium. I think you were talking about the chromium. Chromium was in the very large quantity that time. Okay, so I have given that hypothesis that time. Okay.
Okay, so hi, yes, Dr. Rajesh, I have a question to you. So the question
Yeah.
is, okay, could you please tell me about your mentorship? So how many students did you mentor, and what kind of
Yeah,
project did you have?
four students joined earlier. I opted, but three students left in the beginning. One student is your Sandeep Sangwan is working on the some pollution aspect in the Punjab in his area, and he has given me one of the review article. I told that you just take your own self which type of work you want to do. So he has given four topic. I selected one. After that he has written to me after I gave given him suggestion that you have to modify all these things. And after that I have written three times that what is your progress, kindly update me, but he is not turning. And finally today he laid that, sir, I want to leave the quit the this internship. Then I told that why you want to quit, at least you have given some time, so after just give some more time, obviously you will complete your work. So this is the status of my
Okay, this happens actually. The teachers are really keen, but the students are actually backing up, and they're not really interested. I could hear this. It's kind of like repeating again and again the same situation. So anyway, you did a good job. You devoted your time for the students. So that is amazing. Yeah. So what is actually, if I ask you, like, what is a key take home message of your talk today? Do you have any special message to the young scientists and
yeah.
researchers of the country? Yes.
Yes, basically, the talk is started with the we warrior, then winner. Always try to do hard work like a warrior. Don't just think that what will be the result. Just be like a warrior. Do whatever you want. but we like a warrior. Okay.
Great, great. Yeah,
Because I always work as a warrior. Yeah. I don't bother about my result, but always I proper make a strategy depending upon the resources and just work, and everything will be taken care by the God, because I always believe in the God. Yeah.
that is exactly the statement in the Gita, Karmanye Vatigaraste. That thing resonates your point of view. Just don't bother about
Yes.
the result or outcome. Just do
Yes.
your work. I think that's a
Yes.
great philosophy. Yes. Over to
Yes.
Shruti. Would you like to add some more points or some questions from your side?
I can't say much questions from people, but um, so just would like to ask about different fellowship of opportunities during PhD, or I mean that
Yeah.
you came across.
Yes, first after MSc, I always suggest and motivate a student to crack GRF, because without GRF, this you are not going to do your PhD, because the age is also going to be more, so you have to depend upon your family. So first, I suggest to crack the MSc, after MSc GRF. After GRF, if you want to do PhD abroad, then crack the examination like GRE and TOEFL if you want to do, because TOEFL is necessary to particularly take admission in the particularly in the European countries. If you want to do PhD in the USA, then you have to obviously score very good in the GRE. And depending upon the person, I never tell that the Indian PhD is bad and the abroad PhD is very good. I don't go on that, but obviously I will tell that taking admission in the Indian institute, particularly in the very good institute like your IIScr or the IISc Bangalore or TFIR, is as tough, more tougher than the taking admission in the international universities. So so particularly go for those exam. And and if you want to take admission in the IIT, obviously crack gate and like that. So and there is no any the success mantra. Obviously you have to study your whatever you study at the MSc level, so nothing more than that.
So is there any exchange programs, like if suppose people, I mean if it's a 4 years PhD, so 2 years if
Yeah.
someone
Yes.
wants to work in India and 2 years in abroad, so
Yeah.
is there
Yeah.
any opportunities of that
Yeah,
kind?
opportunity. Yeah, just for that, suppose that what happened that I had written one letter to my supervisor that I am a student of the Jawaharlal Nehru University, and my subject area is that, and you are famous in this subject. So if you accommodate in your laboratory, then it's okay. So he has written that okay, come to my laboratory. Then what will happen to my funding? Now question is, who is going to sponsor you? Then there are many fellowship, like if DAD gives the exchange student like the German studies, some Swedish fellowship also come like Formas. SIDA also can give some money to the student to the exchange like things. Also Belgium fellowship for the Ministry of. So you just first you have to secure admission either 1 year or 2 years in the any laboratory of the other country. And meanwhile you write the same thing to your supervisor that now from where I will get the funding. They will obviously tell that from this place you can get the fellowship. Like that, I have managed my own things. Okay. Okay, Shruti.
Okay, so yeah, it looks like the session was really fantastic, and we are already 5 minutes delayed, but amazing, Dr. Rajesh. It was really our pleasure to be with you this evening. So my best
Yeah.
wishes for your career. I hope you will excel towards the career goal. So by the way, having you lived in Stockholm for quite some time, more than a year. Have you ever been to the Nobel Prize ceremonial hall there?
Yeah. In 2006, I was there, because that building is just in front of my geology department, geology and geochemistry department. Yeah. So So every year ceremonial on the I think on the 8th of December, all Nobel laureate came there and give the lecture. So I was there in the 2006. So
Wow,
I
great.
enjoyed lots that time physics Nobel laureate. Yeah, I have also shown the photographs of that only. The Professor F. Smoot that time got the Nobel Prize in the physics. Yeah.
Well, I wish you all the best, Dr. Rajesh, and I hope you can go back to Sweden in the Stockholm in the same ceremonial hall to receive the Nobel Prize one, one time in your life. Let's hope for the best. Yes, my best wishes. Over to Shruti. Would you like to add some point?
Okay.
Yeah, it would also be an inspiration for different students if they also crack the like fellowships, and they can go abroad and experience different things and implement the same in their own country, so that even India progresses and be in that level, like how the things work in abroad. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Felix and Shruti, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you.
Best wishes to Shruti, to you. And
Thank you
Felix,
so much.
hopefully, whenever I will come to Central University of Punjab, obviously I meet to you.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, please. Yeah, let's meet up. Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, everybody. Thank you, Miss Shruti, for
Thank you.
co-moderating the session for two times. The second one today's session.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot,
Thank you.
and thank you, everybody. And I hope you enjoyed this week's sessions, two sessions, and I will see you all next Sunday. So I'll keep you posted in our Facebook group. In case you haven't part of our Facebook group, I welcome you to be part of the group. So yeah, see you all next Sunday. Until then, goodbye.